Hey everybody, I'm Kat, and this is Kat's Creations on Friday night, the Good Friday just before Easter. I know a lot of people are going to be watching this as a replay, which is fine. That's exactly why we make it available to you to watch at any time. So safe travels for those of you that are going away this weekend, and for those of you that are having family members come in and stay with you. I know it's going to be a really good weekend. Lots of traffic, so just have lots of patience. We are doing a patriotic wreath, and that's what you guys voted for. But I posted a comment out there yesterday saying, what type of a patriotic wreath did you want to go with? Did you want to go with the traditional red, white, and blue that everybody's used to seeing? Or did you want to take it back, go a little vintage Americana look, which is like your tea-stained colors? So most people were kind of leaning towards the Americana, so I'm super happy because I already did a patriotic one and the traditional. So this will give us a chance to try out some new colors. So who's joining us tonight?
We have Kathy Fazio said hi.
Hi, Kathy.
Gail is watching.
Hi, Gail.
Therese Shermer said hello, Kat.
Hi, Therese.
Kathy Reynoldson is watching.
Hi, Kathy.
And then Connie said, hey, Kat and Steve from Clarksville, Tennessee.
Hi, Connie.
Sharon is watching.
Hi, Sharon.
Hi, Sharon. Denise Cruz said, hey, Kat.
Hi, Denise.
Rosemary said hello.
Hi, Rosemary.
Jean said, hey, have a blessed Easter family weekend.
You too.
And Donna Shoe Trump said, hey, Kat and Steve. Jane Johnson said, hey, from Alabama. Denise Cruz says, oh, Kat, sorry, spell check. Yeah. Hi,
Okay.
Denise. And then Deanne Johnson is watching. She waved. And Audrey Scott said, hey, Kat and Steve. There are a lot of people jumping on right now.
Okay.
Sandra Seacrest, Michelle, Diane, Beverly.
He'll be here for a while.
Yep.
Well, let me just say welcome to my kitchen on a Friday night at 5. So, big, huge announcement, but I'm going to save that for a little bit later because we're going to get to the wreath thing. But it's a huge good thing for everybody, and I can't wait to share it because some things are going to be changing, but it's all going to be for the better. So there's that little teaser cliffhanger. So here was the dilemma that we were faced. Remember how I always tell you guys to do a mock-up to kind of see whether you like your design plan before you go ahead and cut everything? Well, there's my mock-up of what it's going to look like, or potentially going to look like. And everybody that came through the house today, I was like, curls or ruffles? Curls or ruffles? So it could go either way. We potentially could be making curls, or we could be making ruffles. But that's my mock-up, so I guess you guys will kind of have to wait and see if we're doing curls or ruffles depending upon what we do. But our base is going to be this 10-inch poly jute burlap. So, and it's got a silver, red, and blue foil running through it. And then we're doing a high quality the royal navy blue metallic mesh, which you guys have seen me use in my navy wreaths. And then we're using the same high quality red metallic Deco mesh to do the red. And what Americana is you're not using that standard white. It's going to be more of a tan, more of a tea stained, more of a like old Betsy Ross kind of thing. So this is going to be the pattern that helped me set this up. And everyone pretty much in our household leaned the same way, even though it was a toss-up to go either or. They were basically saying they're both good, but ultimately I think we all decided on the same one. So we're using our 14-inch wreath frame from Dollar Tree, and I have all 5 sections set up like I always do. So if you're a new person joining the group tonight, please let us know that you're a new person. And also tell us where you're from, what city, what state. A lot of us like to get together and form our own mini communities within our own cities or our own states where we can kind of group together and make our own little community.
Yep.
So, what do you have for me, Steve?
No questions. Everybody just logging on saying, hey, Kat, everyone. Hey, everyone.
Okay. All right. So 14-inch Dollar Tree wreath frame. A lot of you cannot get this. You know my whole spiel. Order it through Dollar Tree online. You can buy them by the case. Sometimes people are saying that they're able to order them by minimal quantities. I haven't seen that to be the case when we're ordering, but check your local online Dollar Tree store. See if local shipping is available, which means that they don't charge you to ship your wreath frames. You just go to your local store and pick them up when they send you an email saying your order's ready. So they're only $1 for the wreath frame. And then what we're gonna do is take our chenille stems, fuzzy sticks, pipe cleaners, whatever you wanna call them. They're the standard 12-inch. And we're creating our own work wreath frame. The reason why I'm using the tan is because those are the color schemes we're using. I could have used red, I could have used navy blue, but when I looked at it on my mock-up, I really liked how the tan played at the very, very end. So that's why it actually had them on there, but then I had to go back in and take them all off and just go fully tan. What are you looking at, Steve?
There are a couple of questions. I mean, Sean said, I've watched before, just not sure what you're talking about. I think it's probably with the wreath frames with Dollar Tree.
Okay.
He'll just keep watching, or she'll just keep watching to see if she can pick it up.
All right.
And then Jean said she went to 2 Dollar Tree stores today. All wreaths were elevated a little bit, so she's going to try ordering
online like
you do.
Yeah. I wonder if people are starting to get the idea that like they can, you know, like I order mine usually a case at a time, although now I'm starting to do 2 cases so that I can have like every other month, hopefully, with not doing it.
Yep, so as long as you're in the United States, you can order online from Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you have a Dollar Tree close to you, they might not have as many as back east. Right. But you can order them and
online and have them shipped.
Have them shipped to the Dollar Tree, and then you can go pick it up and you don't have to pay for shipping.
Yeah, it's free if they can ship it to your local Dollar Tree, and it'll tell you when you go to the online ordering whether or not this is available for free local pickup like Walmart and some of those other places, or whether there will be a minimal charge because there is no Dollar Tree for you to go pick it up. Like ours is farther away than the one that's just up and over a little bridge over here.
Yeah.
So I have to go there. I can't pick this one. All right, so now the Dollar Tree wreath frame comes with 6 sections on the wreath. It has 4 wire rails that make up the wreath, and then each of the sections is separated by a weld that welds all your rails together. Mm-hmm. So the way that I set up my 14-inch wreath frame, those of you that are familiar know that if you wire your 2 wires together, there's no movement between your pipe cleaners. So in this last section that I'll do for you tonight, I'm basically wiring together the innermost
2
rail.
Yep.
I call it number 1 and number 2, and I just put my pipe cleaner on that and give it a good twist, and that creates 6 in each section on the inner, like twisting 1 and 2 together.
Yep.
So in each section, and then I go back and I do the outer 2, which I label 3 and 4, and put my pipe cleaner not next to the weld sections, but using my center one here, I just make sure that they're kind of, this one is in the middle of the other 2. And then it creates some gap here. Yep. So you're kind of making sure that they're about 4 or 5 inches apart, or at least 1 inner and then 2 outers.
And try to pull them as tight as you can.
Yeah. Initially do that on your frame, and then you'll notice that there's no movement. Like they don't go anywhere. I don't have to glue them down. They're already set up, ready for me to work.
Yep.
So do you guys have any questions at all on the wreath frame portion?
Yep. No, I think they're good. I zoomed in.
Okay. So the Deco mesh that I'm using tonight, I am using this, like I said, poly burlap jute, red, white, and blue, or red, white, and silver foil. This came from Craft Outlet. The royal blue came from Craft Outlet. And then the red metallic that we're using is my leftover one from Christmas, because I like it. It's high metallic foil that came from Joann's.
Yep. Red, silver, and blue.
Yeah, but they do have the red metallic, and it's a standard 10 inches. There's not like a one that's slightly off, like 10 and a half. Yep. So we're going to take these that are measured to 14 inches, and it's a little different because normally I tell you guys to do 15 inches for a bottom, but this is really thick with the foil in it, so I don't need to use as much. Now this was a brand new roll that I started tonight, and this is how much I have left, cutting these to 14 inches. Not enough to even attempt to make a second wreath, or even, this is a half of a second. This is just going to be leftover scraps.
But enough to make some curls on another
Yeah,
wreath.
I can throw those in there as a random thing. So, you guys can go ahead and post questions. We are going to be scrunching this, so ruffle technique scrunch bow tie. And with this foil, it's really nice because all you do is track down your center blue line. So these make it really nice because it gives you a pattern to kind of stay within. And I am laying these to where the finished edges are to the inner and the outer of my frame, face down, because this, if I left it face up, this is going to catch on everything that it touches. So this is where you'll get that fraying. Laying it face down, it kind of keeps those frayed edges underneath. So feel free to start firing away at questions. So I'm just going to put these in every one of the 18 pipe cleaners all the way around.
Yep. And happy Friday. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, definitely. Happy Friday.
Thank you to all of those to me who said welcome back. Thank you.
Oh, I know, because you just came back from your trip. So I'm just going to stick these in really quick and get these all the way around. And I just go in a row. I don't do like all the inners first. I just go whatever's next in line. Because some people go, how come you don't do all the middle first? It's just easier for me to go because you're just kind of laying them next to each other. So I just pull this all forward.
Yeah, Jane is on from Australia, so she said liked and shared from Australia.
Thanks, Jane.
And then Donna said she's been pretty lucky. Her Dollar Tree has them all the time.
I know, some people get lucky, like ours never has them.
Yep.
And then I asked the Dollar Tree person, like when I go to pick them up, I'm like, do you guys ever get these in stock to like actually ever hit the shelves? And she says by the time they do, the crafters come in and they take them all. So I guess it's good for them.
Yep.
They should order more, but
Yep.
yeah, I would go in and take them all.
So everybody's still logging in saying, hey, Kat.
Okay.
Lori asked, does it matter which way you put your mesh?
For me, it does, because like I said, whenever you're dealing with Deco mesh, it's where you cut it that it's going to start to fray. So if we can minimize that exposure, minimize that contact, because we know the more you play with it, the more that it frays. I find that if you leave it face down, it'll take your ends most of the time and lay them underneath. So here's our cut edges. These will lay on the underside, so you'll have less movement, less fraying.
Hey, Marty. Marty said, happy Easter.
Happy Easter to you too, sir.
And then Sean asked, are the wreaths $1 each? The wreath forms are $1 each.
Yeah.
Yes.
Without the pipe cleaners on them, yeah, these are just $1. So it definitely saves. So for us crafters, anything that we can do that minimizes material costs is beneficial for both us and the customer, because then we're not charging, you know, if you have to spend $5 or $6 for a wreath frame, you know, you either have to up the cost to your customer or you have to sacrifice something.
And the Deco mesh, how she puts it in when she does the ruffles is one end of the Deco mesh ruffled goes towards the center and the other end goes towards the outside.
Yeah, if you look, these are the finished edges. So these will be the ends that go in or to the bottom. So the finished edges face in or out.
Yep.
So again, remember, the less we can play with it and the less contact it has, the less fray you should have. So when a customer has the wreath, they're going to be along the outer edge, and that's all of our finished edge. So you can just take them and twist them. Even when I was putting this in, I was like, ooh, that looks like fun fiesta.
Yeah. Gail, that's awesome. So Gail said she's got a connection at 2 of the Dollar Tree stores. The managers know usually around Christmas time that she comes in looking for the candy cane frames, and they put a stash in the office for herself and her
That
friend.
is so awesome. See,
Yep.
It's all about making those connections. You know, getting to know your local Dollar Tree manager, being really patient when you come in. So we're the same way with our local postal guys, so I drive it a little bit further to a smaller postal office than the big one.
Yep.
And, you know, we know Mike and Irma. They're one of the 2 people that we'll see.
Yep.
So, and then we make sure we review or give them good surveys on their survey results.
Yep. And then Lynn Norton said, so excited. This is the first time I've been able to catch you live.
Yay!
I love your creations.
Sorry it has to be on a holiday weekend. We were like contemplating, should we still go live? Yeah. And I was like, well, most people are having company come in, so maybe.
So question, are we going to go live on Sunday though?
I'm still going live on Sunday because it's, for the East Coast people, it's towards the end of the day, so it's around 8 o'clock on Sunday, and by then, whatever we've done has probably already happened. If not, the replay will be available to you. I haven't decided yet what I want to do for Sunday. It'll always be something fun, and you know it'll be something that I never do again.
Yep. Oh, and then Jean asked a couple earlier posts is, where did you get your sign from? So you can...
Okay. The sign came from Jean's Front Door Decor, but when I looked at what I wanted to do, it's more of a prop today than anything. I will incorporate this into a Americana wreath, but the one reason I chose not to do this today is I want this to be a universal Americana wreath. So the fact that it has, where is it? 4th of July in it, I don't want this to just be used for 4th of July. So I want it to be Memorial Day. I want it to be Veterans Day. I want it to be Labor Day. I want it to be a lot of people like my dad, their home decor is Americana. So I wanted it to be something they could incorporate in their house year round, but then still put it out on all the patriotic holidays.
Yep.
So that's why I'm changing it up a bit. Which is, those of you who saw my shopping spree at Hobby Lobby today, we're going to be using some of the things that we found at Hobby Lobby. And no, Hobby Lobby does not have their Memorial Day, 4th of July stuff on sale yet. I'm guessing that come Monday it will be, because Easter will have been over. So Easter will all be on sale.
Yep.
Probably like 60% off. And then all the stuff they have now, like all the stuff we bought today, will be 40% off.
Yep.
So, but there's lots of good stuff coming. Like the stuff we saw today, some of it was older stuff that we'd seen put out, but they had a lot of new stuff today.
Karen said, hey, I'm late, but I'm here.
You're right on time.
Jean said, great reason I'm not using the sign that says 4th of July. Yep.
Yeah.
And then Sean asked, how many of those did you pre-cut? So since there's 18.
There's 18 of these.
There's 18.
Yeah. There's 18, and these are 14-inch pieces, because, like I said, if you look at the roll, if I would have done 18 15-inch pieces, I probably would not have had enough. So, and that was a brand new roll.
Lindy just got on. She said, sorry, she's late. Finally got home. You're never late.
Hi, Lindy.
You're never late, Lindy.
Never. And it's funny, you can see just from this burlap. Now this, remember, you cannot cut with a wood burning tool because it has that natural fiber in it.
Yep.
So, unfortunately, this part will fray quite a bit. There's nothing you can do. We will do that experiment with the E6000 spray. I just need to see what the quality of the Deco mesh would be. But we wouldn't be able to do it live because my understanding is you put all your Deco mesh down, you spray it with the E6000 adhesive spray, and you have to let it sit for 24 hours.
Yep.
So we wouldn't be able to do that in our live.
So Lynn, since you're first time watching, share this video. That way it also posts to your Facebook post and you can watch it later, and you can also click on Kats Creations link under follow or following, and you can get live notifications.
You have to like and follow the page for Facebook to notify you when we go live. That's what we've been learning. And then sharing is just so that you don't have to dig through all of my posts and all of everybody else's posts. And usually we try to post the most current video at the top of the page, which I think we didn't do. We try to unpin them first so that this goes to the top.
Well, no, I did unpin it, so this should be on the top.
Good. Yeah, normally I forget and go, oh, I didn't unpin. Now they're having a lot of people click on that and go, I'm here. So.
Yep, so there's a lot of people still joining. Hi, Peggy. Hi, Donna.
Last one.
Yeah, it was quick.
I know.
And then...
with having the blue thread, you can just follow the line and just pull it.
Yeah, so Diana, that's kind of part of that E6000 spray, right? Diana asks how you keep your mesh from fraying.
We haven't tried it, so I don't know. And I'm all about keeping it soft. So I like the fact, you know, and that's why I like the burlap, is it creates that softness. And as you guys can see, well, maybe you can't see, there is quite a bit of debris. Even though I cut it before, I mean, there's not a ton. There's just a little bit. And that's why doing it face down kind of helps with the frame.
So Sean, what you meant by the E6000 spray is that they have it's like a spray adhesive. So once you cut the Deco mesh, especially the poly jute, we could try using an E6000 spray on the edges to see if that'll keep it from fraying.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to do live because what they say is you put all your Deco mesh down, spray it. It's like a glue adhesive spray. So I don't know if it would just make it feel stiff. That's my whole issue. We'll have to try it.
Yeah.
But if we did it tonight, we would have to put all of our Deco mesh down and say, oh, you'll have to join us on Sunday when we pick this back up again.
Yeah.
So, now, let me get my reds. I have all my reds over here. So, I'm going to move these now that I moved the other ones. So, these are all cut to 12 inches.
I think the E6000 spray you can get at Michael's and stuff like that too. All
Michael's is about
crafting stores, I
I
think.
think it's $6.99, $8.99 or thing.
Yep.
So 10-inch Deco mesh cut to 12-inch pieces, and we're gonna ruffle. So that was our overwhelming responses. Everyone said the ruffle.
Yep.
And I got tired of constantly doing curls, because if you guys look back at all my videos, even when I look at my Etsy page, it's all curls, 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 curls. And I'm thinking, does a girl know how to do anything else besides curls? Yes, I do. They just look nice. It depends on the look I'm going for. So I'm going to actually ruffle these two together. So I just take my handy dandy scissors and I lay them like so.
That's your handy dandy notebook?
No, not my handy dandy notebook. And then we're going to scrunch. So this is a really great beginner wreath because most beginners can handle doing this. Even kids can handle doing this. So this is a great summer project. So we're doing them together and we're laying two of these in every single one.
Side by side.
Side by side on top of the Deco mesh we just laid down.
So you don't have to untwist your ties.
Nope. Because if you guys look, there's so much left in here for me to play with because all I did is put down a flat little pinch ruffle. So now I'm going to come back in, make sure these don't roll all over the counter, and
just keep doing blue and red.
Yeah, I just need to make sure.
Yep. Hi Pam, she just joined too.
Hi Pam. So we're scrunching. It just helps me to have the other one laying flat out because as you guys can tell, I started to get towards the end of my roll. Yep. Actually, this one went in. So I want to make sure that I'm laying these the same way, so because you don't want to put two red next to each other, so you want to make sure that you're laying them the same every time.
And then hi Stephanie, and then Don also said hi, good evening, and then Jean just asked what are the length of the cut for the other ruffles. So the base is 14 inches, and what's the length for the red and the blue?
12.
12.
These are 12. Because I don't want them to overpower the mesh on the bottom, otherwise that just seems like such a waste. So I'm trying to make sure, how did I do this? I think I did blue and then add the red.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, because I want to make sure I set them up the same. Because they're just going to start to cascade on top of one another.
Yep.
So I'm just going to take these and I just go right into the next one. And my scissors will move, or I just take them out of the way. And then you just lay these inside all your pipe cleaners.
Yep, so it's all 10-inch Deco mesh. The base is cut to 14 inches, and the red and the blue is cut to 12.
Yeeks.
Gail said, don't worry, I'm doing curls in the wreath that she's making while she's watching.
That's okay. Like I said, we looked at it, and looking at the mock-up, this would go great either way. I just wanted to get some pictures up on Etsy of something else besides ruffle or curls. But I like curls, and we will be doing one at the end of this month where we're going to kind of do it as a group create, where I'll just have you guys go out and find your own red, your own white, and your own blue, or if you want to do tan, you're welcome to do tan. And I'm going to show you how to create a curl, just all curls wreath, but also a centerpiece. Like you can use it as a centerpiece or a wreath.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that together at the end of the month. So that.
So Cheryl asked, are you rotating the colors? So she's just doing basically blue, red, blue, red, blue, red.
Yeah.
So blue will be on the left side, red will be on the right side.
I'm just like keep staggering the same color combinations so that I don't have two blues next to each other or two reds.
Yep.
That's why I have to keep focus and remember I'm going to grab red. Red goes under the scissors. And I just keep laying them next to each other.
Yep.
And these ones I cut with my wood burning tool. So we shouldn't have any fray because it's all been sealed with the wood burner.
111.
The what?
111.
111.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm like, is that the model number to my wood burning tool?
No, and then Jane said her 8-year-old granddaughter loves doing curls.
Oh, see, it's fun.
And then Irene asked, which one do you recommend, doing ruffle side by side or doing ruffle on top of each other?
Depends on the look you want to achieve. Like this one, I wanted to see the base. So doing the mock-up helped me see it from both perspectives. Like, for those of you that joined late, I showed the mock-up at the beginning.
Yeah.
This was my curl mock-up. This was my ruffle. So Steve can zoom in.
Yep, I did.
And that's what I like, that you can still see the ruffle, the base underneath it. And this is great, but it just allows so much beige to show, and I want it to be more red, white, blue, tan. So
A red, tan, and blue. Yeah.
Yeah, red. Why did I say red, white, and tan? Red, tan, and blue. Even when I was writing it earlier, I was like, "Is that right?" That was a funky piece. I had one.
Hi
piece
Charlotte.
left over.
She said, "Hey, can't see if she's got her patient down. Hope he'll be able to be down long enough to watch the video tonight."
Oh, hurry! This
And
one
then,
actually won't take that long. What were you saying, babe?
Patty asked, "How do you burn the edges?"
With a wood burning tool on a piece of tempered glass. If you go back and you look at the video I did,
Yeah.
Let's see, I'm trying
Couple
to
weeks
think.
back.
What did we do?
Well, even last week you did it. You burned it.
Yeah, you can't say the last one I just did because that was my private group video.
Yeah.
And that's only because I came up short and I had to burn some.
Yeah.
But look at my, I want to say it's a back to basics video. We did wood burning in that.
Yeah. We should probably do a little 15-minute video just on wood burning.
I will. That's a really good okay. Note to file.
Note to file.
Make a wood burning video to show you how to do it.
Yeah,
you have
so
to do that over the shoulder.
Patty, you basically get a wood burning tool, and you have to have a piece of tempered glass, like a tempered glass cutting mat you get from Walmart.
Yeah, glass cutting board.
Glass cutting board, right? And then you just heat the wood burning tool up. You just plug it in, and then you set the Deco mesh on the flat side of the cutting mat, and you just burn right through it.
Yeah, it just melts the poly Deco mesh. It melts the edges of it so that it almost becomes like a finished edge.
Yeah.
So as long as you're not playing with it too much, it won't like. I'd say it eliminates the fraying by like 90%.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Because I cut all this and we'll see how much mess is left. Generally there shouldn't be that much when we burn them. I think we're like halfway through?
Yeah.
About?
And then guys, for all your information on Kat's Creations web, our Facebook page, she's got a link, she's got a tab that has links to where you can get the wood burning tool from, which is on Amazon, where you can get the hole punch from Amazon and everything else. So you can just click on those and it should take you right to the product, and you could
I'm trying to make
Buy it right from
everything, yeah. I learned a long time ago from blogging that if you make it easy for people, minimal steps. So like, click here, click there, done. It works better than having a bunch of little pop-up ads here and there for stuff. So on my Cats Creations page, you have to do it from a home computer because that's the only way the tab will show up. But on the left-hand side, once you launch the page, it'll say like about, discussion, videos, files. If you go all the way to the bottom, there's a tab, I think it's like the third from the bottom, and it says welcome. And I think I have like 16 different products in there, from my digital scale, all my shipping boxes, the military signs that I used for my military wreaths, the hole punch, the wood burning tool, the light setups that we have here.
The glue skillet.
Yeah, the glue skillet, the Provo, everything.
All that, yeah.
So, and it's all directly linked to Amazon, so really all you have to do is be on your laptop with your credit card in your hand, and then just go through and hit buy. And it'll take you to a page where you put all your stuff in. You don't have to go search by a SKU number and hope that you're getting the right one.
Yep.
I'm learning as I'm going. And that was a challenge in itself to figure out how to do.
Yep.
But
Sean said she used to have a wood burning mini tool, about 20 different pieces, but she sold them in a garage sale. So she's going to have to start from the beginning again.
Yeah, that's what mine has. I think it has 23 different.
Yeah, they're not that much, right? The wood burning tool was.
I want to say
20?
Yeah.
$20?
Like
not
20, 23, because it comes with all the little, the bits and the attachment pieces. So if you don't like the one that it comes with, you can just unscrew them and add a different one.
Yep.
So they're all good.
Yep. And it's good to go back and watch the videos that she's done so you can see the wood burning steps, and the back to basics ones is really good video.
Yeah, that one we go over like all of the differences between all the different wreath frames you'll find. What's the difference between a work frame wreath? Why some designers prefer it to others? What are the pros and cons of stuff? So it's good.
Oh, gotcha, son. She said their storage unit was sold. She didn't sell it, so it looks like it went to one of those auctions. That's too bad.
Well, now you can just, even a soldering iron will work. So if your husband has a soldering iron that he's not using anymore, ask for permission first. And then you can use the soldering iron. It just needs to have a little tip. And then you got to give it a little bit.
Yep. Deanna Mustache said, "Yeah, I made it." Yep.
Yay! So I'm just scrunching, double colors, and laying it right inside.
Oh wow, Sean said everything, all of our craft supplies too.
That just sucks.
Yeah.
Okay, where am I at? I'm trying to find the next one and making sure I don't. This is a nice benefit of having everything pre-cut, is if I come up short, like here, I should have 6 pieces left, I believe, or so. And I just run them into each other. Yeah, I think I do.
Hi Rosemary, she
Go,
said, "Hey,
go,
Cat and
go.
Steve."
Hi Rosemary, how are you? So do you guys have plans? Are you staying home or are you traveling for Easter? What is everyone doing? I think we're staying home because everybody's working. Like everybody's working in our family.
Yep.
So we'll probably be going out. We'll be that family that goes out to eat.
Yep.
Because it's just us.
We do that a lot.
No, it's just Kaylee's working, Isaiah's working, Caitlin and Stephen are up in Modesto and they're working. So it's just us. Who wants to cook a big old dinner just for 2?
Yeah.
So that's like a lot of us. So maybe we should just get together with all the parents like Jackie and Vic, whose kids are out, and just have families, and we just rotate those holidays. Then we can still cook, but...
Yep.
Okay.
Robin said, "Loving this." Where'd it go? Hold on.
It's funny, it seems like I have way extra. So I'm gonna have to go back and double check and make sure. Like this one says I have 3. That one says I cut 4. So we'll see.
Yep, no, Robin said loving this, came in late, she'll have to rewatch. Diana said she's making dinner for the whole family.
Oh, okay.
Michelle said she's staying local but visiting her parents with the kids.
Very nice.
Charlotte's working nice and sleeping during the day.
Okay.
And then, Sharon says she's staying home, she's sick with bronchitis.
Oh, that's not fun.
And Marie said having brunch with her son and his family.
Okay, so there's this.
Cheryl going to church, then going to family dinner, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And then Sean said home, it's going to be only 15 degrees and windy. Take the bus as she's cooking for me and just staying in.
Well,
Supposed to get snow again tonight.
God.
Diana?
How hot was it for us today? 85?
80, yeah.
We ran our air conditioning today. Can you
Diana?
believe that?
I know. Diana says she's volunteering for an Easter egg hunt.
Oh, how
That's
fun.
cool. And then Lindy's going to brunch at her daughter's family with her
That
husband's
is so
family
cool.
and in-laws. Yep.
Man, I remember the days of doing Easter egg hunts for our kids. We used to be, it was fun, but it was brutal. But I think they miss that. I think they'll miss it this year.
Yeah.
Because normally what we used to do is we had, we've mixed it up a couple of times. Like, as they got older, we had to make it more challenging because we had to wait for our 19-year-old to get to be old enough to where Easter egg hunts weren't a big thing. But I think last year was the last year we did it. So I'm running this last piece. But when they were little, we would designate a yarn color to every kid.
Yep.
Like, we had 2 daughters, so Caitlin might have purple and Kaylee might have blue. And the night before, like Saturday night, we would get up and we would take the string.
Well, we wouldn't get up. We would stay up late.
Well, yeah.
Very late.
It's kind of like a sauna thing, right? We stayed up, and then when they went to bed, we would take their color yarn and we would make an obstacle course that would go through everything, like through the handles of the refrigerator, through the stove handles, under the legs of the chairs, all the way up the banisters of the stairs, and then we would finish it with tying it onto their door. So that was their start. So they had to follow that and keep looping it. But we would literally go from the top of the stairs down to the kitchen,
Everywhere.
back up the stairs,
Be a
back
huge-
down to the bathroom.
It'd be a huge maze.
Yeah. So they had to roll it as they went, and then at the very end was their Easter basket.
And we would hide their Easter basket, so...
It was tied to the other end.
Yeah.
So it was fun. I'm just making sure.
Hi, Ruby.
So that's what we used to do. Okay, so this is what it looks like right now. So as you can see, the burlap is still coming through. You still see the foil coming through, but it's mostly red and blue, which is what we wanted to see. So that's that portion of it. What do you guys think so far?
Yep.
And you can still see the exterior of the Deco mesh is still visible.
Yep. Maybe we'll have to try to pull some more of the beige through. To
Yeah.
Get some more of the beige color.
Well, keep in mind I have my ribbon.
Yeah.
The ribbon has the beige in it now. So now that's our base. That's what we've created. It's just all ruffle. No nothing else. And then now we're going to come back in and we're going to take the ribbon. So this is 2.5-inch ribbon that I got from...
Craft Outlet, I believe.
No,
No?
let me think. I have to look at the label. This was from Michael's.
Okay.
And this was from Craft Outlet. So these are 10-inch tails, and then these are 12-inch cut half bows is what I call
A
them.
loop, yeah.
Or like the awareness ribbons. So we're
Awareness
going to add
ribbon,
these to all of the 12 and then 3 on the inside. So it's going to be, on the inside it'll be every other one. So,
Yeah.
what
Pam-
questions do you guys have?
Well, Pamela said her brother's cooking lunch for us after church. Her mom has turned 81 yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, tell her we said happy birthday.
Yeah.
And then Lindy said that's a great idea about the yarn.
It is. It's good for little kids.
Yep.
Because then you don't have to worry about them finding the other kid's Easter basket. They just follow their own.
Yeah, Audrey and Cheryl said looks great, looks pretty. And then Charlotte said, I think this Easter Sunday it's going to be fun. You know how many people will trick so many in their families. It's also April
So
Fool's
true.
Day.
It's so April Fool's Day. Oh my word. Too bad our kids weren't around. We would really have fun.
Yep. Hi Dawn. Dawn just jumped in. She asked about the size of the ruffle. So the base ruffle is a 10-inch polyjute deco mesh. It's a beige with red, silver, and blue in it, and that's cut to 14 inches.
Yeah, it's like this.
Yep, and then the other 2 deco mesh are red and kind of like a darker blue, 10-inch, and then they're cut to 12-inch.
Exactly.
And then they're ruffled side by side put in.
Yeah, I have like red and blue ruffled in the same one. So this is what our what will be going in the outside of each of these pieces.
Yep.
So really quick, for those of you that are new, because I know that there's some people who said they were new. So let me show you how to dovetail your ends really quick. So let me just cut a piece of this off. So to dovetail your ends, you want to use wired ribbon, and the only reason I use wired ribbon is if a customer puts this away, they're going to fold it flush, they're going to smash it. The wired ribbon allows the customer to rejuvenate those bows or their tails. They can move it. If you just had limpy ribbon, you know, it's going to lay where it's going to lay. It won't do what you want it to do.
Yep.
So you take these and you're going to fold them wire edge to wire edge together. And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut to your corner on a 45-degree from the folded side. So fold to the point, and then you have a perfect dovetail. Just like so.
Yep.
So you don't have to do what we always did.
Yep. I have it zoomed in a bit too.
Okay.
Not too much, but zoomed in.
Same thing?
And then Lynn asked, I can't remember, which mesh method makes a smaller wreath?
Which one? You mean smaller, like flatter? Ruffles.
Ruffles.
Ruffles will make a flatter wreath.
Yeah.
You just probably, in something like this, if you wanted it even flatter, I would probably, depending upon your, I always ask, it depends on your wreath frame size, because that's always your base. So those are always the questions I ask.
Mm-hmm.
And then are you using like a high quality, like the burlap is a little thicker.
Mm-hmm.
So you could go on a 14-inch.
Yep.
You could probably go minimal 12 and then maybe do 10-inch ruffles on the top.
And then Diana asked, is the blue deco mesh, is it navy or royal? I think
It's a
more
royal navy.
It's about in between.
Yeah, it's got a it almost looks like it's got black threads running through it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, so it's a darker blue, but the foil is lighter. Yeah, the foil is lighter.
So I'm just going through and adding one to each. So I am not opening these, I am just laying these right on top of my ruffles. So I added my tail first, and then I'll come back in and add about 5 twists to the outside. I always tell you not to cut your pipe cleaners off until the very end. So if you have to make any last minute adjustments, you're not locked into anything.
Yep.
But then even if you cut them off, you could always just take that whole section apart and just redo the whole pipe cleaner section. So this is one of my uppers.
Janine's got a cool name. It's Janine Schleinkofer Dragon.
What?
It's hyphenated, Schleinkofer Dragon. Hope I pronounced it right. She said, hey, from Percase, beautiful wreath, love the America colors or Americana colors.
Yeah. This just reminds me of vintage, I think, is what I'm thinking of. And I just like the, not white, it's just the tan. So it's like tea stained, so it looks old.
Yeah.
So not like non-anti-American. It's very American. It's just
looks like an antique.
An aged.
Aged. Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5.
And for any of you newcomers, if this is watching your first time live, you know, make sure you share the page so you can see it again on your page.
Yeah, sharing just makes it easier because, like I said, I post a lot of stuff on my page as well as so does everybody else, which is awesome. But if you're looking for the videos, like last week's video, now you're going to have to go scroll through and find them. Sometimes Facebook will be nice and actually sort them in the Files tab or in the Videos tab, but sometimes they don't. And then we have to go in and manually add them.
Janine said, I'm the first to say her name right.
Wow, you've been doing really good because there's a lot of people that have some like really tricky names, and you've been doing really good. I think you've gotten them all right.
Yeah.
So think this is gonna look really super amazing when we're done. Because I just wanted something that could be left up year round. This is what I call my multi-purpose wreaths. So this could be given away to somebody who's in the military. They could use it up, you know, put it on their door for the entire year.
Yep.
If you want, you could add a, you know, a military emblem depending upon what branch of service they are in to this. You could put that in the middle. That would look really nice. You could put this in a, like my dad's a vet, so you could put it like in his office above his desk. You could put it on the front door. You could use it for all the patriotic holidays. You could use it as a grave marker, you know, for a service member who is no longer with us. I just think it has a lot of different looks. So when you're selling it, you're highlighting all those points. You can also use it for this. You can also use it for that. Because you're trying to give your customer reasons why this would be beneficial to them. I'm almost ready to snip these.
So Lynn just joined. Hi, Lynn.
Hi, Lynn.
And then Karen asked, were those 12-inch half bows? Yes, they were
12-inch half
at the
bows.
12-inch.
Yep. See? I'm starting to get them all familiar with what we do. Like tails, you know, I've even sat back and watched some of the comments where people be like, so I'm not really sure, like what size ribbon tail should this be? And they'll answer, you know, try them at 12, do your mock-up. I'm so proud of them doing that. Do your mock-up first, cut them to 12, and if you need to cut them down if they're too long, you've only wasted one ribbon.
Yeah.
So, and that's it. That's why we do the mock-up, because it creates the blueprint. So now you know exactly, okay, I want that look all the way through the wreath.
And Charlotte, she asked, how well would it hold up on a gravesite?
Awesome, because this is, when I looked at this Deco mesh, it actually states on the outside of the package that it's water resistant, waterproof.
Waterproof, yeah.
So you're just going to have issues with fading. The fact that we're going to be using some metal embellishments,
yep.
It's going to hold up really well.
So it would definitely last a couple years, but yeah, after a while it would still break down just because of the weather.
Yeah.
So
typical fading that you would generally get. You know, when you leave anything out in the sun, it's going to fade. You can't do anything to prohibit that, but the elements on this wreath will hold up really well. And I think that's even what I stated on my Facebook listing, or the Etsy listing, is this is one of the few wreaths that I could actually say you could put it outside.
Hi Jan. Jan said hello from Indiana.
Hi Jan.
Kimberly said, love this wreath. It would look great in her Americana home office. Yep.
Hey, it's available right now.
And I just pinned the Etsy.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I did Etsy earlier.
It's available on our Etsy site.
Yeah, I only do one. So those of you that know me, I only create one of this type. So if you like this one, this will be the only one I'm ever making.
Yep. And then Diana Fisher said she learned something from you tonight. She
What?
always thought it was called ducktail instead of dovetail. So yes, it's dovetail.
Well, it could be a ducktail too. I like ducks over duck. Well, no.
No, because it does have the
Yeah.
pointed. Yeah.
Well, but so does a duck. Ducks have those. I'm a duck lover, but then I'm also a dove lover too, because if it wasn't for my sparrows, I would just feed my mourning doves, because I love to hear them in the spring. I just like the way they coo, or they talk to one another.
Hi Beth. Beth said, hey, yeah, I get to watch it live. This makes her weekend.
Yay!
And then Pamela asked what size shipping box.
This would go in a 24-inch by 24 by 4. And so even though this is a little bit bigger, and I'll get a tape measure and I'll measure it. Matter of fact, do you want to come over here and get my tape measure out of my purse? I keep a tape measure with me in my purse so that if I ever need to measure something, I just have a little, it's like a little starfish. I got him for 5. So I'm just twisting, fluffing, making sure these all face outward.
If I can find it.
Yeah, so awesome. So this is my little tape measure I keep with me. It came from Cracker Barrel. It was like $4.99. So and I keep it for when I need to like just measure these. So this one is turning out to be
About 6.
7.
7.
Yeah, but it'll fit in the box. So when you go to lay it in there, it's going to be a nice snug fit. So then it won't move around inside the box. And then I usually include a set of instructions that says, you know, your wreath has been packed snugly for shipping. So you might need to readjust your ribbons or your bows. And because they're wired, hence the reason why we use wired, all you have to do is put your fingers in the loop and, you know, fluff them to your liking.
Yep.
And that's it.
Carol said she came in late watching the cookie lady make her chocolate chip cookies.
Oh.
Did she use bow ties on the bottom? Just a single loop.
Yeah, ruffles.
They're just single loop bows.
No, ruffles on the bottom, and then ruffles on the
Oh,
blue
gotcha.
red.
Bow ties, yes.
Bow ties,
Yep.
yes. Yeah. Some people call the ruffles or scrunches bow ties because that's what they look like. And then I'm just pulling my base ribbons out like little chevrons so they fan. So then when you hang them on the wall, they're like rays of the sun all fanning out.
Yep.
And then we'll come back in and do 3 on the middle.
Gail's I'm a Dove chocolate lover.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Yep. And then yes, Jan, all the ribbon is wired.
Yes.
Kathy, probably 99% of the ribbon she gets is wired.
Yeah, I think like I'm having to do a custom order for a customer next week, and they wanted a baseball wreath, so I was like, okay, I can do a baseball wreath. Send me pictures of what you like, because it's all about matching your customer's needs, making sure that you're both on the same page. And so I said, can you send me some pictures of some stuff that you've seen that you like, so that I know where you're going, because I could think of 50 different designs for a baseball wreath. So she sends me your typical baseball wreath. But then she says, you know, it'd be really nice if our favorite team is the Angels, if you could make us an Angels baseball wreath. So I said, if I'm able to locate a sign or locate some ribbon that is like Angels baseball, would that be okay? And she said, oh my God, we'd so love that. So sure enough, this is what I do. I go into research mode, go to Etsy, because I'm always about supporting small business. So look at Etsy. Etsy's got some stuff that's really generic. Don't really like it. Or if I love it, the price point is way higher than like half the wreath cost. So that puts it out of my budget. So I go to Amazon. We'll look them up on Amazon and try to find something within the price point that I need it to be in. Sure enough, I found a home plate Angels baseball sign. Sent the customer the picture, and she says, absolutely love it. Go ahead and go for it. So I am able to find the Angels baseball ribbon, but it is unwired. But I can lay that into the wreath like this.
Yep.
Because it's thin. It's I think it's a 1/2 inch. So I can make these little chevrons. They won't stand up, but I can prop them up with existing wired ribbon.
Yep. And so Carol.
Sorry, long story.
No, it's okay. Carol, you asked if they were bow ties. Yeah, so it is the beige Deco mesh on the bottom, cut to 14 inches.
Yeah, I didn't do 15.
And it's ruffled or bow tied. And then the blue and the red are ruffled or bow tied side by side and laid in that way.
Yeah. And it's funny too, because even when I laid out the materials list today for this, normally when I post the materials list in my private group, because that's where the materials lists are, that's just one of my perks for my private group. I actually even incorporated and told you, like, we're using this Deco mesh, here's the SKU number, this is where I bought it from, cut this to 14 inch, and I put ruffles. So you guys will know we're doing ruffle technique on it.
Good night, Connie. She said happy Easter and good night.
Good night, Connie. Happy Easter to you.
And then Tina said hello from UK. Finally able to watch you live.
Wow.
That's awesome. Thanks for joining, Tina.
What part of the UK?
And it's Teena, Tina.
I've seen her on my page a couple times.
Yeah.
So now we're doing, here's the outside. So this is just the outside all done. So remember I said we're going to come back in and do every other one in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and lay every other one in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Denise, so she got the sign from Craft Outlet?
Jane's Front Door Decor.
Oh, that's right, Jane's Front Door Decor, but she's not going to incorporate it
Tonight.
in this wreath. It's just more of a prop. She will use it in another wreath.
Yeah, see, you could definitely add it to this wreath. It would definitely look amazing. So for those of you who want to incorporate that, I just didn't because I wanted this more Americana themed. And right in here, it says 4th of July.
Yeah.
So I want this for Memorial Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, or any time of the year. So I will be making one like this using that sign, but I have some different embellishments for this one.
So Tina says she lives in Bristol, Southwest.
Oh, very cool. Thank you for joining us.
Yep.
So we're laying these couples. So believe it or not, yeah, this will be one of my only wreaths without a sign. But it'll look good. I promise. So, because people ask me, someone asked me, do you ever do wreath without a sign in it? So the answer to that question tonight is yes, I do. You're going to see it live.
Hi Doris. Doris looks like she just joined from Lexington, North Carolina. And then Carol also said her son is a Marine veteran, and she used to decorate his childhood room in Patriotic.
Oh, see?
Yep.
This would make a nice accessory. So I'm making sure I'm doing every other one. So I have one here, I'm skipping to this one. And do this one really quick.
Denise said weather is great here in Washington State. Yeah, I was just up there yesterday.
Why? Is it nice? No rain?
Yeah, yesterday it wasn't rainy at all. It was starting to clear up.
God,
Day before that it rained a little bit.
feels like a heat wave here.
Yeah.
I really don't like that. And then Steve and I woke up this morning and we went out for lunch. I'm like, we both wore the wrong long sleeve clothes. This is summer weather.
I'm still dressing like I'm in Washington.
I know. We even told the guy at our post office, he's like, man, I'm looking forward to summer. And I was like, you just need to step outside that door and you can go put your shorts and your t-shirt on because it is hot out there. So, very, very warm.
I'll zoom in for a bit.
Okay, I'm just going to clip the ones in the middle because I know in the middle I'm not going to be using anything on it. So when I snip them off, I take the edge or the end of my pipe cleaner and I tuck it behind my little half bows. So here's one and then here's my last one. So they like the pipe cleaners will poke in and out of the mesh. So last one. And then we'll add our embellishments.
Yeah, Diana said it's 58 today, so that's actually pretty warm
For where?
for Washington State.
Probably
It's
no
decent.
rain today, right?
No, she said the weather was pretty nice today. And then Sean said she used to live in Washington State, Olympia. Been there. Lacey, Tumwater, and Tri-City area. Yeah.
Steve knows where all those places are now.
Well, Olympia, and then I was at Puyallup and Everett last
Yeah.
couple days.
Just a lot of different travels. 3, 4, 5. Cut these guys off. Flipping backwards.
Diana, we're from Victorville, California, so
Nobody knows
Southern
where that
California.
is. It's in the high desert of Southern California.
Yeah.
Between Los Angeles and Las Vegas.
But the only place that's still affordable.
Yeah. I don't know though.
So now you can see she's going back in and cutting all of her pieces.
Well, that was the inside one, so I was pulling them out. Because I cut that one and that one, but I didn't cut this one. But now I will
Hi,
take
Valerie.
these ones down.
Valerie Berry
She
just joined.
joined. I know, a lot of people are saying, oh, I wasn't going to be able to make the live, but I'm glad that they are. So now I'm just cutting off my pipe cleaners in the other 3.
Yeah, Denise, what city do you live in up in Washington?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I always give them 5 twists.
Oh, Valerie, she's doing her taxes.
Gotta happen sometime. And then I should have another one right here. Yep. So I'll show you guys what this looks like once I get these ones done.
Mindy said she were in the 90s today. She hated it.
See, she's okay. She knows where we're talking because Lindy's like that way from us.
Lindy's in the Palm Springs, huh?
Yeah, so she's that way.
Yeah. Hey, and Vi's on. Hey, Vi.
She made it. Okay, so this is what it looks like so far, and I added the ones in the middle. Babe,
Yeah, let me unzoom
you're
a little bit.
focusing. I know you're reading comments.
Yep.
So that's what that looks like. And then underneath, the only
there wasn't
debris that I really have is just a couple, I think of the burlap. I have a couple pieces of red, but nothing. Like, most of the stuff that I'm seeing is like the foil pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go through and just cut these where they're sticking out. Just nitpicky like that.
Yep.
So what we're going to actually add to this one is I picked these up at Hobby Lobby today. They're like little tin stars. So whenever you're using embellishments, if you can keep them in odd numbers like 3 or 5, for some reason the human eye is drawn to things that don't match. So by doing odd numbers, your eye is attracted to the wreath without knowing why. So we're actually going to it's going to kind of be like this. So on our wreath, if you think about it, this one's going to be at the top, and they have like little hangers on them already. So that's what we're going to use to hang them with. And then we're going to have our red on one side and the blue on the other.
Yeah. Charlotte said, Kat, if you could put something army on it, she would want it. So Charlotte, just
message me.
Just private message Kat, and she can.
I already got an army wreath,
yeah,
so if you want one, I've got it there. So now, because I cut them off, and I probably shouldn't have cut them off, but I don't think I wanted them tucked down that far either. So I am just going to take my pipe cleaner and fasten this on so I can go drag him to the depths of my Deco mesh wreath, like so. And they're going to go in the area where those extra ones were that I cut off. So I'm just going to feed this through. As soon as it pops through the poly burlap. And then I want to make sure that they're in the right location on the other side and they're not like sitting side by side.
Yeah. Valerie said, this is definitely my style. Lisa Polk said, I want to purchase that wreath, Kat. Well,
it's available.
It's available on our Etsy store, the first one to get it.
Yeah, because I won't make another one. So I gotta make sure he's hanging correctly. So I am pulling this through and making sure that I've got him good. Just like
Lisa, so. I pinned at the bottom the link to her Etsy shop. So like she said, it's available. The photo is not on the Etsy shop because she's still making it. It just says
Facebook Live.
Says Facebook Live. So the first one to go to the Etsy shop and buy it,
that's where it's at.
Gets it. We can't hold it for anybody.
Yeah. It's KatsCreationsNMore. So if you just search the tool for that, look at the Facebook Live, that's where it's at. So I might not even get a chance to post pictures of it up there. I'll post it in my group though.
Lisa, it's on the pinned section at the bottom of this post. It's actually pinned, so if you click on the pin, should show you.
Okay, now I'm going to come back in and add my red star. So I'm going all the way through the bottom. This one's actually went in perfect. Same thing here.
Yep.
So this one's going to sit here.
Lynn, the size of the ruffles, the base is 10-inch Deco mesh poly jute, and it's cut to 14-inch.
Exactly.
And then the blue and the red are also 10-inch. Red and blue cut to 12-inch, and the red and the blue are side by side above the base.
Yep.
You still have the roll?
Oh, this?
Yeah, just going to show them that.
Yeah. Those were the colors that I used. So Craft Outlet, and this was an old Joann's. But you can order all 3 of those colors on Craft Outlet. Just make sure when you're searching in the search bar, you put red metallic Deco mesh.
Yep. And
then you'll get the right color because you want it to have that sparkle and it does not show up on camera. Because when I've shot pictures of stuff that's got really good sparkles and glitters, it just doesn't show up. So these guys are going in. Hopefully this will come through. Yeah. It went somewhere. Oh, it folded.
So Lynn, the two ruffles that are cut to 12" are the red and the blue, and they are scrunched or ruffled, pinched side by side and put in over the beige deco mesh that is cut to 14". So the beige is cut to 14 and the red and blue are cut to 12.
Let me make sure. Yeah, these are all between the rails. And then I'll show you. Okay. Let me get him to lay where he needs to lay. And I've mushed my ribbons.
And then Sean, the wireframe is 14". That's usually her go-to at Dollar Tree is 14" because it makes a really good diameter wreath frame on a door.
Yeah, and I'll show you what it looks like on the door behind. We moved the door over so we don't have to constantly keep taking the camera off the tripod and going over the door.
Lisa already bought it.
Oh, did she? All right, Lisa. Thank you. So she got this. Man, okay, well now you saved me an extra step because I don't have to post pictures on Etsy. And this will go out to you first thing Monday. So it will be on its way home to you.
Yep. But
if anyone sees anything they like you want me to build this one, use that sign, message me. Because I have another roll of the red, white, and blue.
So Jean, we were talking about the deco mesh. The deco mesh is cut to 14" for the beige, and then the red and the blue is cut to 12". The ribbon, you're right, the 2.5" ribbon is cut to 10", and the 1.5" is cut to 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's the easiest way to describe it. So this is exactly what, like Steve's saying, is I have my base 14". I could have done 15, but this is how much I had left when I opened the package, so I would not have had enough to just go an extra inch. You know, I would need about, 18 inches? I might have. But it was getting pretty close. So I just did it 14" off my mock-up. My mock-up determined which direction I would go.
Yep.
You guys might look at that mock-up and go, oh, the curls look pretty. That's exactly what Steve said. He's like, I'm kind of torn. I'm not sure. I'm all, better one, better two.
Yeah,
better one, better two.
Yeah, the curls kind of look like fireworks, but the ruffles just make it look beautiful.
I know. I'll show you some of the stuff that we picked up too at Hobby Lobby. Because we will do a traditional one.
Lynn said, could you do the same on a 16" wreath? You could.
You could.
Just have to make sure that you have enough
it would probably be
ties in.
Flatter. So this one's more dome shaped because I'm taking my ruffles and scrunching them up.
Yeah.
So yours is just going to have, and it'll be, this is a 26" diameter wreath. Yours will be a 28 when it's finished.
Yeah. And even though it's 26 inches on the side, like I said, it'll still fit in a 26" box. Everything can kind of scrunch down. Because
you look at it on the diagonal. So even though the box is 24 inches from top to bottom, it's how it lays in there on the diagonal that makes the difference.
Yeah, Patricia, so if you're new, just share the page, and this links it to your Facebook page. And then you can go into Kat's Creations and just click on her videos, and it'll show all the videos that she's done with the public group. And then she has a private group also that is $10 a month. And if you sign up to that, she shows you tips and tricks on how to actually make the wreaths, and she actually has a material list that she gives and provides. And
yeah, like everybody tonight will get the materials list for everything. They get the SKU numbers, they get the measurements, the lengths, did we ruffle, did we curl. I just don't, you have to watch the video to figure out the how to, but at least the materials are, there's links in there, so you just click and then you just go buy your supplies.
Oh, that's awesome.
What?
Lisa said her birthday is July 4th. She was raised in a military family. Both mom and dad are buried at Arlington National Cemetery.
Wow.
And thank you. I love it. Red, white, and blue is me.
Thank you, Lisa, for doing that. That's amazing. So this wreath will have a lot of sentimental value for you. So.
Yes, Jean, this wreath can go outside, and it can be outside on a grave if you want to, put this on a grave for a while. It definitely can go outside. the Deco mesh is a kind of like a plastic, so it is weatherproof.
Yeah.
It's just the ribbons would fade after time.
Well, the Deco mesh will fade too if left
Yeah.
in direct sunlight, just like anything would. It wouldn't matter what you have. You know, you have your lawn furniture, which is made to be outside. They will fade over time. But this ribbon is a like the red, white, and blue with the stripes on it is like a canvas type of ribbon, so it's very thick.
And Charlotte said, Kat, she'll message you about the one for her husband.
Okay. Awesome.
And she's got an army one that's right now that's actually green and
yeah, I use army camouflage.
It's army camouflage and army green.
Yeah, my dad's had him.
Yeah.
My dad's like, because he works at the cemetery, Riverside Cemetery, as a honor guard representing the Navy. So he has them down there in the likely event that somebody needs to purchase one for a funeral. He has them handy. So I'm actually taking one to him and picking dropping 2 off to him and picking 4 up. So I think I've cut all these. Oh.
Jody, don't worry about it. You're late. You can always watch the replay. She said watching from Texas.
Yeah, definitely. That's the very first thing we do once we get off of our lives is we hit post. We pin it to the top so it's easier for you to find.
Yep. And then Patricia said, "Wow, can't wait. Thank you."
And like taking all the little.
And then Charlotte said, "No, she wants ones in those colors."
Okay, that's fine. I have all the colors in my supply closet. I'm just going through and picking some of these little foil pieces off that I don't like. So let me flip this, and this one, put this up here. So take all the little pipe cleaner pieces. So I like it like this because I like this star on the top. So this is how this one came out with all its little embellishments and ribbons. I would go back in and just finish this off before I would take any pictures. Make sure that your ribbon's not, and I always tell this to my group, when you're taking your photos sell your wreath. So a customer has, when they're going to Etsy, they're going there to buy. So you want to make sure your picture stand out enough that a customer is going to stop and click on your photo to look. So you want to make sure that your ribbons aren't folded, that they're fluffy, that everything that you want them to see is presentable in the pictures, even though Lisa bought it while it was being made.
So Dawn said, "Hey lady, looks like Dawn just got in a little bit late."
Okay.
Lynn and Sandra said, "Love it, very pretty."
See, this is what it'll look like on the door. Just like so. So these guys are all in their home. He still needs a haircut here and there, just because we messed with him.
Connie said, "Are you finishing Kat's craft room this weekend?"
I know, everybody knows that Steve was in the midst of my craft room, and then we had to leave on a trip.
I have it about 75% done, so I definitely need to.
I'm picky because I want it to function the way that I need it to function.
Yeah.
Not that I'm overly picky, but it's like, okay, this is what I want to be here. Let me show you some of the stuff that I posted on my page, but I wanted you guys to see what Hobby Lobby is probably going to have on sale next week once Easter goes on sale. These little 4th of July balls, they're little styrofoam balls. You can take these and you can put them on the ends of your pipe cleaners to add just a little bit of sparkle.
They can also almost be like fireworks. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we were doing this look, if we did them all the way through, for me it symbolizes like rockets, like the bottle rockets on this type of a look. What else did we get? We bought all this stuff. So let me show you what else. And our Hobby Lobby just put this stuff out today. So of course I'm not going to wait. So they have these that Steve totally fell in love with. So these are little
Liberty Bells.
Liberty Bells. So they're painted in that vintage color.
Americana,
so they have that. They have these little mini signs that would be super cute. One says God Bless America, and the other says America the Beautiful. And they looked like they're hinged, but they're not. That's just the look.
Yeah.
Because people want to do this like I did. I'm like, oh, they're not hinged.
They have a ton of cool Americana stuff.
I got these little picks to put in. So like you could put these in with like the little bows. They're like little firecrackers. And then they're selling thin flex tubing in red, white, and blue. So this is mini flex tubing, but it's 30 yards of it. So that's a lot for you to finish. Yep.
And somebody asked earlier, could you do a poof? It was Lynn. She said, could you do a poof at the base and then the ruffles?
Yes.
Sure.
You could. Absolutely.
It'll just be thicker.
Yeah, and then they have these ones too. So this one says glory, freedom, and liberty. And then this one is your burlap star.
Yep.
And then they have it in the blue.
You could even show them some of the ribbon choices too.
Oh yeah. So these are what Craft Outlet has. So they have these. They have the blue with the stars. This was Craft Outlet. So if I was going with the red, white, and blue, these would have been the traditional colors that I would have gone with. And they have more. I just have to incorporate them in. So we will do one similar to that. God, that looks so good.
Hold on, I zoom back up.
I know. I was like, wow. That's my moment at the very end when I hang it on the door and I get to see what it looks like. So that's what it's going to look like on Lisa's door or her home.
We'll have to play with the stars a little bit and get them kind of arranged a little bit better.
Yeah. Okay. So at the very end, I was saving my great, huge, big news. We have been messaged with a whole bunch of different requests because a lot of these supplies I can find in my Hobby Lobby. People don't have Hobby Lobby near them. Some people don't have a Joann's. They don't have a Michael's near them. Trying to hit that minimum order for Craft Outlet to ship for free at $69 is definitely out of people's reach. What we are going to do is we're going to create a subscription crate. So what it is you go, I haven't figured out when it's going to happen yet. It's going to be sometime next week. But you know, like you guys get like, what is it, like Fit Fab Fun has their own crate. Loot Crate has one. There's pet crates and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Each month it'll be a mystery crate because I don't want to get into buying, I don't know, I think I had 83 requests where people said they're interested in doing this. But I want to do them like I do my wreaths, so they're all going to be unique. So it might include all the materials necessary to build the wreath that we just did tonight. It'll have a roll of this, a roll of this, a roll of this. The ribbon, both ribbons, and it'll have the stars in it.
The embellishments, yeah.
Yeah, or embellishments. Or it might have something like red, silver, and blue with some fireworks. It would basically be my ideas in a box, and they're all going to be different.
Yeah, a ready supplied kit.
Yeah, it's like a ready supply kit. It just won't have the wreath frame in it. Because if I can keep them down to a 12 by 12 inch box, then the shipping is really realistic to go from one end of the coast to the other. So it would be like a subscription crate. And I'm going to post something on my page later tonight that I'm going to ask you guys to come up with a name for what the crates should be called. And the name that we choose to go with will automatically receive their own crate. Automatically free. That's our little running contest to come up with a creative name for what the crates will be called. So like for May's, it would all be like themed around patriotic. So it might be red, white, and tan, it might be red, white, and blue, but no two loot crate or subscription boxes will be exactly the same. Yep. So if you guys are creating these, if I have 100 people do this, I don't have 100 people making that wreath trying to sell that on Etsy. I will have 100 people making their own version of something that is patriotic themed. Yeah. So, and then for June, it'll all be like summer stuff. So it might be strawberry farmer's market. It might be lemonade. It might be an apple wreath or ice cream. Yep. Stuff that's geared to the month, but it'll just say June mystery subscription crate. So you would just basically buy those and it will come with everything necessary to build a wreath. And then you'll have a ton of supplies left. So like I still have tons of ribbon left. So you guys will be building your supplies without having to go shopping. I'll do all the shopping for you. I'll put the wreath kits together. You guys pick whether or not you want one, and then it's a mystery. You don't know what you're going to get, but it'll be themed for that month.
I think
all the way through.
Was it Jane from Australia? I can't remember if it's Jane from Australia.
Yeah, I know we're gonna work too for international, because I know international, like Canada, like Vi, and a couple other subscribers are dealing with international shipping, but keeping the size of the box down to where I don't have to worry about your work frame wreath. You can put it together on a 12, a 14, a 16, an 18 inch. There will be enough material in there that if you want to do ruffles, you could do ruffles and create that. If you wanted to do that on all curls, there'll be enough material to complete that look. So that's what's coming on sometime next week.
Yeah, we're still figuring out all the details. You know, Jean just asked if the crate will never have 21-inch mesh, because obviously you'd have to ship
it.
It
Will not.
box. Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Because then that takes that, you know, if it costs, I think, I want to say $15 is the most it'll cost to ship from my neck of the woods on the East Coast to like the farthest point on the East Coast.
West Coast.
And
East
it's all
Coast,
priority shipping, so you'll get it in 2 days once it ships. If I keep it under 12 inches, that's that postal minimum that really throws wreath makers, because the minute you go over 12, now you have to go into customized shipping, and then it prices it out. So I will do all the buying for you. I will make sure that I can hit those minimums that you guys don't. Yep. And you guys can just go and pick, like if you want to do wreath a month, you just pick your subscription box, and they'll be like, here's May's, here's June's, here's July's.
Yep.
So you just order them and we'll ship them out.
So Tina, Vi, and I think it's Jane in the Australia. Mm-hmm. Yes, we'll look at seeing if we can ship it to you over the borders. Mm-hmm. And we just need to come up on how much the shipping costs are going to be. And decide if that's going to be something for you guys that you want to do. And decide if it's affordable for you. Yeah. Because obviously if the shipping within the United States is $15, but Canada is $30, it depends on whether or not that's worth it to you. Right. But you'll have, like, I'm not going to go get, you know, like Michael's Deco mesh. It's going to be like the stuff that I prefer using, unless that's it. I mean, I think that's something that we all run into is we're competing with everybody else who's making wreaths. So we go online or we go into our local stores and they don't have anything. Well, I'm going to be able to go out and look at the wholesale or the online wholesalers and get all that stuff for you, and then just make something to where if you guys want to sell it, you can sell it, and you're not building 100 of everybody's doing like a bee wreath, you know, or everyone's doing this exact same wreath 100 times over. Yep. So it'll keep you guys competitive so that you guys can actually sell your stuff if that's your goal, or you're making something that nobody else is creating, because that's my philosophy. Make an original so the customer is taking home an original that they don't have to worry about their neighbor going to Costco and buying that same wreath and their neighbors have that on their front door. Yeah, there's a lot of people already throwing names out there. Okay, wait till the post goes up, because I'll put the post saying, okay, tell me what you guys want to name I call it the crate. The kit. Or the kit. Crate, yeah, wreath making. Well, I hate wreath making kit because it makes it sound like everything's cut. It won't be cut. You'll be getting stuff like, it'll come all prepackaged. Whatever, like this. Like, it might be like this and this with some firecrackers, a couple cute little signs. I might even incorporate, you know, signs from Jane's front door decor and throw those in the box as well. Obviously, this wouldn't, well, they might go. They still look good. Yep. Like, it still looks good on that. It's just weird. It looks yellow here, but then when you put it into something like that, it just changes the tone of the sign. So it'll all be geared for whatever that month theme is. Like, June is all summer, so, you know, it might be ice cream or swimming or beach or, you know, strawberry festivals or lemonade stands, something like that. And then everybody's going to be building these incredible creations. And then we'll have to launch like a different site, Facebook business page for that, so that we can see what you guys are building with the kits that we put out. And obviously we'll have to be a month or two ahead of the holiday. So, so May will be for June. And
Well, April will be for May.
April will be for May, so we'll be
May
shipping
will be
it in
for
April.
June.
Right. May will be shipping it for June, and June will be shipping it for July.
Which is good for me because I'm always thinking, like right now I'm already looking into my summer stuff. So I'm already buying my summer stuff. So this will help you guys that don't have these stores close by, or like I said, don't want to, order massive amounts of stuff. If you don't know how to put it together, I'll coordinate everything and ship it to you, and then you put it together whatever way you want.
Yep.
So yeah, like Steve says, we just won't go 21-inch, but you could go to Michael's if you wanted to lay in a 21-inch Deco mesh base, and then maybe save more of your material to maybe make 2 of those.
Yep.
Because you'll have enough of the ribbon, and you'll have enough of your embellishments if you don't use them all.
Yep.
So it's entirely up to you. So look for those next week. We're making crates or kits, but you guys got to come up with a cool name for it. So the first person who comes up with the winning name gets their very first choice of their crate, kit, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
So do you guys have any last minute questions for us before we let you go for the holiday weekend? I totally thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here and supporting me in doing this. If you guys are interested in joining my private club, it's $10 a month, and we have a great time in our private group. Every Wednesday we do live tutorials, business classes, marketing classes, wreath making classes, materials lists, and then my private group will get first dibs on any new thing that I'm launching. Like, hey, you guys get first dibs on the kits. The kits are loaded in the store, so go buy them.
Yep.
So that's just going to be a perk. So
Yep, and that's on our Etsy store as well. You could purchase the
private class,
and
then you'll be in the know.
Yep.
So all right, any questions?
Yep.
I'll
Lots
make
a lot of
sure.
people saying Happy Easter.
Happy Easter, you guys. Have a great weekend with your families, and I'll catch you on Sunday at 5, which is 8 o'clock East Coast time. I'm trying to think, 5, 6, 7 Central time.
Yep.
I don't know where it is, where Vi is on Canada. I'm thinking it's East Coast time.
Yep.
But if you can't make it, don't worry. Replays will be there. I haven't figured out what we're making, but it'll always be something crazy and cool. All right, guys. Have a great weekend, and thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.